Hello everyone, this one is going to be an update on how to change the oil on a 2023 Kia Sportage, and I've actually got several other videos on my channel that go into all the details, so this one's just going to be an update. This one is the 24,000 mile service, and you can see we're at 23,891. And there are a few things that I'm going to go over that I didn't cover in the other videos, and answer a few questions that keep being answered. So stay tuned, and hey, if it's your first time here, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. Really helps the channel out, and I appreciate your support. Thank you. And one of the questions I get quite often is where to put your jack and your jack stand, because if you look under here and you see this point, it's really quite small. So I would try to have the jack stand there, but this edge is a strength point of the car. And you should be able to lift pretty much anywhere along there. Now I would still keep it closer to the wheel, but you don't need to, try to cram your jack and your stand all in that one little spot. You can jack back here and do just fine. So as you can see, I've got my jack in position, got my stand ready to slide in, and I'm just going to jack it up. Okay, something wrong with my other jack, so I got this one. But anyways, as you can see, I've got my jack in place. I've just got that position so it doesn't hurt the edge there, and then I'm a little ways away, but that shouldn't matter. And then I got my stand ready. Alright, so I've been experimenting with this quite a bit. It looks like one of the better places to lift is along here, back a little ways so that you can get your jack stand where you want it, or as close to where you can get it as possible. And that seems to work pretty well. Okay, here's the position I was for the other side. And you do kind of want to get your jack stand in those notches if you can, because if you're too far up here, you'll move this piece of plastic. You don't want to do that. So you want to get it in there so that it doesn't bar your plastic. Okay, so an update on the crush washer. Looks like originally they had this black one, and this time the two crush washers kind of got stuck together, but I'm actually going to remove both of them and put my new one just on the bolt, because I want as much threads as possible in there holding the oil back, and I don't think there's a need for two crush washers. Honestly, crush washers will last quite a long time. You really don't need to replace it every single time unless you want to, but heck, I mean, they send a new one with every single filter if you get the kit, so why not use it, right? So here's the kit. There's the filter, and then of course you got your weird flat O-ring for inside that new housing, bottom plug and O-ring for that housing as well, and then your crush washer. So here's the new crush washer, and then you can see here's the other two, and if I can get them lined up, you can see that new one's a little thicker because it hasn't been crushed, of course. Okay, so an update on the 12-quart box of oil. What I didn't measure it out this time because I measured it out last time, and I know I got just over the 6 quarts and what I called for. But I dumped most of the rest of the bag in until I could guess about a quart left. Started the engine, let it run for a minute until I could hear, that the oil was circulating and where it needed to be. The engine kind of calms down a little, you can hear it. And then just really carefully, really slowly kept adding the rest. And I'll pull this out so you can see it. I just dried it off, so it should show you again. But if you look here, it's about halfway up on the dipstick, which is about right where I want it. And that's with all the rest of the bag in there. So you would probably be safe to just, once you have your initial first 6 quarts out, if you bought a 12-quart box like I did, you probably could just dump the rest of the bag and you'd be safe. But I didn't want to chance it this first time. I wanted to take it slow and easy, made sure I got it. So this coolant was a little bit low. It's still a little bit low. You can see I'm barely at the minimum right now. And you want to just add plain old distilled water, nothing else but distilled water. Make sure it's the distilled water without minerals. So just plain Jane distilled water. I'm gonna have to get some more, and I'll just put it up to that max. Add a little bit because I was like down here, and that brought it up to there. So just keep in mind when you're doing your services, especially if you live in Arizona, your fluids are going to go away, so evaporate. You got to watch it. All right, now this being the 24,000 mile service, I am going to replace the air filter. So you pull this little right there, and it opens this lid, Then there's these two little locker dealer guys. Slide them down on that side, and then just pull, and it comes out. You can see it is pretty dirty. I don't know if you can quite see that very good. You can still see light through it, but it is pretty dirty. So throw it down there. Your new one should have a same little pull situation there. So I'm going to get this plastic off and put it in, and I'll show you that. Alright, so the tabs were up on the new one, so I put them down in the unlock position before I tried inserting. And then you come along here. You can see I'm doing this left-handed, but it should be relatively easy. Just let it flop in there, and then lock that one in place. Lock that one in place. Get them up there nice and snug. It's a new gasket, so it's gonna, make sure that it gets all up in there good. Okay, there we go. Both of them locked in place good. And then you come, close your door. Here it latch good. If you're not holding that, just push here, let it latch. There's the air filter. Okay, we're going to come in here and reset the engine oil life. Not going to sit down because I've been rolling around in the driveway and the wife would kill me. So anyways, let's see. Swipe to the right. I'm doing this by memory. We're going to go to setup. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be vehicle because we just did something on the actual vehicle itself, right? Cluster, because it's the engine cluster. That makes sense. Okay, engine oil change reminder. There it is. Okay, and reset. Has the engine oil been changed? Yes, it has. Resetting. Bum, bum, bum. It should say 100%. There we go. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, if you do anything that you saw in this video, you do it at your own risk. I am not a trained professional. I just do this because why not? And I don't really trust everybody, especially with all of those stuff, that skid plate, those bolts, the seals, the crush washer. I've seen too many things get stripped out and not done right, so I just do it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, like and subscribe. See you next time.